So right now it is Wednesday and we are on our way to the doctor's because little man needs his second vaccinations, which is very scary and exciting because it means he's officially 3 months old. Literally 3 months old today. He's going in for his second vaccinations. He's currently asleep in the pram while we're having a stroll. Now I'm in a bit of a palaver this morning. I've somehow lost my purse. I don't know where it is, I don't know what I've done with it, but it has vanished into the ether. I had it on Monday because I had to pay for my car MOT, and I also did some shopping after my car MOT. So I know I had it on Monday. I didn't use it yesterday and I can't find it today. So God knows where it's gone. I'll have to try and find it when I get home. Right now we're just enjoying a stroll. Yesterday I actually met up with one of my old clients, which was Basil the Fox Terrier's parents and Basil the Fox Terrier, and we had a lovely stroll around a really, really beautiful area of the town, which I've not been to. I've not been to that area since I must have been about 6-7 years old. Whew. And then I literally got home, fed and changed little man, and then, oh, I hate this hill. Once I finished changing little man and feeding little man, I had to go straight out to my sign language course. And I've learnt so much on that course. So freaking much, it's all starting to come together. Whew. Oh, right now I need to get up this hill. So he just finished at the doctor's for his vaccinations and we've nipped the shop and we're now heading home. And I want to try and have a little run. Just a short one, very, very, very short, because I'm still waiting for my arthritis to calm down. But I am hoping that in the future I will be able to start going on runs with him in his pram, and me just doing like 1k sort of distance, just maybe round the block or to the local shop and back. Just short distances just to get me started and just to see if it's possible. But to do that I also need to work out if I can actually run with the pram first, because it's one of those, it's no good trying to do it if I can't physically run with the pram in the first place. So we're going to give it a small attempt, just a little one, to see whether or not I could potentially start my running training in the near future. Again, not immediately. I need to wait for the arthritis to calm down after my flare-up, which it is getting better. It is getting a lot better. It is a lot more easier to move since I realised what was causing the flare-up, and it is slowly going down. It is quickly calming down. So hopefully I will be able to actually move a bit better and feel a bit better in the next coming weeks and actually get a bit more exercise done. But like I said, I do want to try and do a little bit of running, and we have actually got a downhill slope coming up right now. So I want to try and do the little bit of a run here, because you know I like my downhills. They are good. So let's give it a go. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I was expecting. That actually felt okay. It did definitely feel more like a jog though than a run, which is fine because I am currently well over 100 kilograms. I was 100 kilograms before pregnancy, I'm still over 100 kilograms after pregnancy. But that doesn't matter because some bodybuilders are over 100 kilograms, but they're packed with muscle. So it's one of those, weight does not matter. It's never mattered, it never will matter. It does play a factor when you're trying to run. But it's good to know that I can still move like that. So we are definitely going to be incorporating running training as our cardio in the future, as well as swimming. I am very much looking forward to taking little man for his first swimming session. But for now, we're just going to get home. He is asleep and he does usually have his big nap around this time of day. So hopefully I might be able to get some exercise with him when I get home.
There we go, there we go, there we go. Yeah. Do you want to do the uppy game? Ready, steady, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay! Again. Do you want to go again? Was that fun? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Where did I go? Again. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, High five. And we're done. You like that, Toby? You like that? Yeah. You like that game, don't you? Good training for mommy too. Ooh. Ooh. Almost. Hello. Hello. Ooh, good. Hello. Don't throw it away. Really?
So it is currently, cat wants food. Cat really wants food. It's currently 20 to 8 and, pardon me, wow, what's going on with this? So it is currently 20 to 8 at night. Little man has been asleep since 5. I'm about to go wake him so he can have his dinner because otherwise he's gone far too long without food. By the looks of things, he's just starting to stir. But this happened last time he had his vaccinations. Last time he had his vaccinations, he was really, really quiet and slept a lot. Yep, he's just started stirring. So I'm going to go get him up and get him his food. I've not had a chance to do my exercises yet because as soon as he's gone down, I've expressed. And then as soon as I finish expressing, I've actually got something to eat. And now it is already that long later. So I'm going to go get little man. I'm going to give him his dinner. Whenever he goes down to sleep, whether or not that's after my partner gets home or whether or not that is 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock tonight, when he goes back to bed, that is when I'm going to try and get my exercises in, and hopefully that'll be enough. The plan for tonight, in the hope that I do get a chance to get my exercises in, is to do my Tom Morrison's SMM training and also to try and get a bit of hybrid calisthenics in or calisthenics training in general. So start off with my Tom Morrison mobility program to get me nice and warmed up and fluid and moving and work on my mobility, and then start to work on some calisthenics training. The Tom Morrison training last time knackered me, but it really did benefit me and it really made me feel less stiff and less awkward. And I have to admit, since I stopped the Edam and went back to, or that Edam from Aldi and went back to Cheddar, my flare-up has already shown signs of reducing. My arthritis isn't as bad. I'm not as stiff by the end of the day. So I'm really, really hoping that it was the Edam, and now that it's gone, I can return back to normal and my flare-up will calm down. Hi. Meow. Cat's come to visit. Hi. Hi. She is molting like crazy right now, so there's just hair everywhere. Even on my desk. I've been trying to brush her or comb her more specifically. But she likes being combed, but she also hates being combed. Right now she just wants food. Yeah, look at all these knots in your fur. All these knots in your fur. Don't knock the camera over. Don't knock the camera over. Yeah, that is just after a couple of brushes. She is molting like mad. And unfortunately she never stays still long enough to brush her. And if we do try and make her be brushed, she shouts at us and complains and launches her claws. Anyway, that's the plan for tonight. SMM and a bit of calisthenics training. Try and build up this strength. I've already done some mini training, or what's it called? Micro training, or whatever they call it, with little man, where I was doing some shoulder presses with him, and I do want to try and do more stuff like that with him and get him incorporated into my training. Obviously still blurring out his face or doing it at angles where his face doesn't show, but I do want to try and incorporate him into my exercises. I want to be that inspiration and show him that exercising is good for you and being that motivation, because I saw that in almost none of my family growing up. My dad did used to exercise. He used to do weights and stuff like this and had his own mini home gym that we used to play in sometimes, but he was never very strict with exercise. But no one else in my family particularly exercised. None of my uncles or family members did. None of my cousins did. My mother didn't particularly exercise other than walking. My grandparents didn't exercise, so I never had that motivation growing up or that inspiration or someone teaching me how good exercise actually is for you and how essential it actually is, especially as you get older. So I want to be that motivation for him, and I want to be that inspiration for him, and I want to inspire and motivate him in ways that I sometimes wish I was inspired in. And no shame to my family. A lot of my family are amazingly good people. My mum and dad are amazingly good people. It's just exercise or decent exercise was never in their repertoire. they would much prefer going out and walking and going on hikes, and that is still good exercise, but we only did that maybe once a month, not like regularly. Right, little man's definitely woke up now, so I am going to go get him, and then we are going to go feed him, and then hopefully after he goes back to bed we can do exercises. Someone's got a dirty nappy. Oh, no food, just a wee wee. Keep your legs straight. Come on, come on, let's go get food. So Jason has now just come home, and so he's looking after little man, and while he's looking after little man he said to me, get your exercises done while you've got the chance. And I'm not gonna lie, I instinctively started video editing. It's like, no, off video editing, get your exercises done, you need them doing. Hi baby. You be my cameraman. Are you being my cameraman? I am going to do as suggested. Sorry, Jason's making little man dance. Oh my god, it's the cutest thing. Anyway, as I'm trying to say, I'm so sorry I can't show you guys this, it's hilarious. Right, as I'm trying to say, I am going to take Jason's recommendation and get my exercises done because I've not done any yet this week. Hopefully it'll help me feel just that little bit less stiff. And we are done. So during these exercises, I did actually notice a massive difference in comparison with last week. It was definitely my arthritis flaring up and definitely my IBD flaring up that was causing me to have such difficulty and making me feel so unfit and unflexible. Already with this week, I've noticed a huge difference, not only in my flexibility, but also my strength, which has had a massive impact since the flare-up has started calming down. Again, I did the Tom Morrison SMM and made sure to actually do the movements as slowly as I physically could, which is a lot easier said than done. There were some exercises that I definitely found easier compared to last week, and there were some exercises that I definitely found harder compared to last week, depending on what the difficulty level was. However, I did automatically see an improvement in my thoracic bridge press, which, even though is still really bad in comparison to what I used to be able to do, it wasn't anywhere near as painful. It still did hurt on the wrist a little bit, but it wasn't anywhere near as painful or anywhere near as bad as what it was last week. Last week was absolute agony. This week I could actually at least do 5 somewhat comfortably, if with a lot of difficulty. One thing I did notice that really impacted me was actually my sides, these side stretches next to the wall. I did not realize how tight my back and my side muscles are from carrying my son every single day. I mean, in a way I did kind of know, because I noticed that I get really tight in my back and sides anyway, but my God, was that a huge difference today. My sides were like rock. So trying to stretch them was really difficult, like really difficult. Not only that, but lying on the floor, literally just lying on the floor, was enough to make my back crack, like genuinely crack. The gas between my vertebrae was popping like crazy. And I was just thinking to myself, how freaking much have I been tearing up my back for it to crack just lying down? We have done our exercises for the day. I am very proud of myself right now for doing those. But I am so tired. I am so tired. Oh, I am sweating. I am really sweating. So I am actually going to go to bed. I say go to bed. I need to close Tom Morrison first. I need to get off that. Go away, Tom Morrison. I have done you for the day. I need to do some video editing because this is week 14 and I'm currently over halfway through week 15. So I need to get this up by Sunday at the latest to make sure that I stay on track. At the same time, it's actually quite entertaining and interesting to think that my videos are back down, not only up to date, but back down to once a week, which makes it so much easier to try and fit video editing in and scheduling in. Still a bit difficult because the older little man gets, the more active he gets, the more awake he gets, the more time he wants to spend with me, which I'm not complaining at. I will happily spend all the time in the world with him, but the more time I spend with him, the less time I have to technically work, because even though I don't get paid from YouTube, still it is now going on 10 years and we're still not getting paid from this channel. Is it over? Oh no, May is my 10-year anniversary for this channel. Wow, 10 years on YouTube and still not monetized. So if you're coming to YouTube and hoping to get monetized and live your YouTube dreams, don't get your hopes up, because you probably could end up like my channel and just end up doing it just as a hobby. And that's all I do it for. I do just do it as a hobby. Anyway, I'm going to stop complaining and whinging and moaning and ranting and raving, and I'm going to get some video editing done, get a shower, and go to bed. Wow. Tomorrow I've got a busy day. Tomorrow I've got Jason's mum coming round to spend some time with little man, to allow me to get some housework done and also get some video editing done and other bits done. And in the evening I've got to go BSL quiet, so I am going to be very busy tomorrow. So I'm probably not going to see you guys till Friday now, so I will see you on Friday. It's Friday and it has been a long, hard 2 days. I say hard 2 days. Yesterday was just very socially taxing. Today has been a hard day. Very hard day. Yesterday I didn't sleep very well at the night, as usual, because little man was quite wriggly due to having his vaccinations on Wednesday. I slept as long as I could, woke up at 6, expressed as usual, and then Jason wasn't in work until 12:30, so I went back to bed and had a nap, but his mum was arriving just after 11 to spend the day with me and little man, so I had to get up again, which was fine. I knew it was happening. We had today planned all week. She came round, we had a chat, we had a catch up. Oh my God, I'm so tired. We went on a walk, we had a wander to the duck pond, and had a walk around there, stopped at the cafe. She treated me to a hot chocolate, she had a coffee, and then we walked back with little man, spent a bit more time catching up and chatting. Then she went home. Little man was not settling very well because of his vaccinations yesterday. Yesterday was his sleepy day, so today was his day where he wakes up and expresses himself to the world. Oh sorry, yesterday was the day he woke up and expressed himself to the world. So he didn't really nap yesterday. He had a bit of a nap on the walk and he had a bit of a nap some point in the afternoon. But then at 6:30 we needed to get up and leave to go to BSL choir because I'm finally able to go back to BSL choir now. He's a bit older. We had a really great time. It was so lovely to see everyone. It was so nice. Everyone was absolutely smitten with him. Introduced him to all the older deaf ladies and they absolutely loved him. They were so grateful that I actually took the time to take him over and interact with them. Also had a practice of my sign language and I'm so much more confident. I am so much more confident with my sign language now that I've actually started my level 2 and I've learned a bit more about the order and I've learned a few extra verbs and I just feel more comfortable trying to speak in sign language now. I was trying to sign in sign language now. Unfortunately though, it meant that we did get home late because sign language choir doesn't finish till 9 and because everyone was all over me, I lost track of time, too busy chatting. Oh, sounds like Jason's finished with little man.
Really agitated tonight.
Yeah, I know. He's been like that all day, literally all day.
In 5 minutes if he's still...
Why have you left his bib on?
Oh, I thought I took that off.
Nope, still on him.
I'll go take that off.
That's possibly what's irritating him. If you couldn't tell from that, little man has been very irritable today. Because I lost track of time at BSL choir, we didn't end up getting home till about 10 o'clock, which was way past his bedtime. Usually he goes to bed at 9. We could tell he was getting very grumpy and struggling to settle down and he was so overtired, bless him. I felt so bad, but at the same time, it's not like it's the first time he's gone to bed that late, but it's the first time he's gone to bed that late since getting into the habit of going to bed at 9 o'clock. And my God, we could tell he took so long to settle last night. Unfortunately, that has had a knock-on effect to today, as you can probably tell. So this morning, we actually went for our 8-week health check, even though we're actually in week 13 of postpartum. We actually went for our 8-week health check, which got delayed due to bad miscommunication between NHS departments. Midwives told me, I think I've mentioned this in a previous vlog, the midwives told me that the doctor should contact me for my 8-week health check, and then the doctors, when I rang them at 9 weeks, said, no, you're meant to contact us. We've now not got an appointment for you for at least 4 weeks. So there was that. But we finally had our health check today. I have got another referral to the IBD team, or the inflammatory bowel disease team, over my colitis, especially considering I've had a 2-week flare-up recently, which the doctor said to me, he's like, so who's your IBD specialist? I'm like, I don't have one. I have requested a referral countless times over my lifetime and I have never been referred. I've been referred several times, but then I've never heard back from the referral. And then pointed out that my obstetrician also put in a referral while I was pregnant, which I have still not heard back from. And she chased it up and I got told I was on a wait list. I was like, well, this wait list is currently 20 odd years long. How much longer am I going to wait? But the doctor put in another referral for me, so hopefully something will come of that. We will wait and see. Little man got a full clean bill of health with the exception of some rashes. He does have a bit of a rash on his skin. I think I've mentioned it before. He's got really bad sweat rash in the folds of his neck, under his armpits and on his elbows. And no matter how much we try and treat it, it is a constant battle trying to make sure that he's not wearing too much to cause him to sweat, but not too little so that he gets cold. And then on top of that, also trying to battle the heat rash, trying to keep it dry, trying to stop him from overly sweating or those areas getting overly moist, which is really hard in the folds of skin. I know myself personally from while I was pregnant, and also the fact that I do have a couple of folds in skin myself from being slightly more overweight. But he's also got a rash on his chest, which we know started as sweat rash because it happened when the temperature suddenly skyrocketed and he was still in 2 layers of clothes, because it still says to keep him a layer above what you were wearing, and we were wearing a single layer, so he was meant to be in a double layer with no blankets. He was in 2 clothes, but that was still too warm because he's a human radiator like his father. So it started off as a sweat rash, and because it has then dried out, it has turned into what she classes eczema. It's like, it's not eczema, it's just the rash healing from the sweat rash. I know because been there, done that, got the t-shirt when it comes to my own sweat rash. But she was adamant it was more like baby eczema, so she's prescribed us a load of cream. She's prescribed us a barrier cream to help with the sweat rash, and she's provided us with a steroid cream for the sweat rash as well as a cream for the eczema to try and help hydrate his skin. And Jason's mum also bought us some coconut oil to try and help the cradle cap in his hair, because oh my god, I hate cradle cap. It started peeling away these last few days because cradle cap is basically too much oil in the skin when they're born, which some babies have, some babies don't. Basically it causes like scaling or very, very dry scaling of skin on their head, and because he is growing and it's starting to dry and break apart, it's starting to flake off. But he's taking half of his hair with it. Every time a flake comes off, it's got a great big chunk of hair, which Jason has threw away the bin since it's happened this morning and yesterday. But he's lost so much hair. He's going so bald. It's like, he's not bald. He still has a lot of hair. He has a lot of hair. But it is so much thinner. So much thinner because this cradle cap is just peeling away and the chunks and chunks of hair is coming with it, and it's making me want to cry. I don't want him losing his hair. His hair is so beautiful. He has so much of it, so yeah, we can afford to lose him, but I'd rather him not go bald. But then my little sister was telling me that her son was the same. Her son was born nowhere near as thick haired, but born with some dark hair. Lost it all around this time, and then it grew back bright blonde. Little man's hair is already going golden at the roots because, believe it or not, I was actually a golden blonde baby. Little man's hair is already showing that golden blonde at the roots, so there's a possibility he could go blonde, but at the same time I can't imagine him blonde because he is so dark haired right now. So he might end up going like golden blonde like I did as a baby, or he might even go more golden brown like Jason is in summer. We're gonna have to wait and see. Anyway, that's enough rambling of me, the baby. Because he didn't get a full night's sleep, because he went to bed late because he wouldn't settle last night, and then also having to wake up at his usual time around 7, 8 o'clock today, he didn't get enough sleep last night, and my God, can we tell. He has been so grouchy today, so difficult to settle, so difficult to actually get to just wind down and chill, and he's constantly rubbing his face and his eyes, and he's complaining that he's tired, but then he's grumpy and he's grouchy because he's overtired, so that's making it harder for him to actually go down. And I feel so bad. I feel so bad because I caused this by keeping him out so late last night. It's my fault, but at the same time, it was a one-off. It's not going to happen again. The next time we go BSL quiet, we will be coming home early to make sure that he actually gets a full night's rest. But my God, I can tell. I can tell he didn't get enough sleep last night. He is so grouchy. So grouchy. And if you can't tell by the screaming and everything today, Jason is actually struggling to put him down because he's still very grouchy. He's so tired. He's so ridiculously tired. And he does not want to go down. He does not want to go down for sleep whatsoever. But today has been another busy day. Like I said, we went for our health check this morning. With the exception of the rashes, little man got a full bill of health. His hips are healthy, his heart is healthy, his lung is healthy. He is 6.5 kilograms now. He's a heavy boy. He's almost double his birth weight already. I can't remember what they said his head circumference was, but he's got an average size growth of head, and he is currently 58 centimeters long, which you wouldn't think so considering the 6 to 9 months are like 62, 63 centimeters, and he's comfortably, well actually the 6 to 9 months are actually around the 70 marker I think, and he's almost comfortably fitting in them because his torso is just so long. But then he's got little legs and little arms. Hi, my love. But other than that, he got a clean bill of health. Everything is looking good. He is on the 50th percentile still when it comes to his growth chart, so everything is looking fantastic. Which surprises me because I thought he was growing at a rapid pace considering how quickly he's going through clothes. No, it turns out modern day clothes are just rubbish when it comes to sizing. But it's been a long day. Jason is currently posing behind the camera to try and distract me, and it is rather hilarious, and I'm trying my very best to actually not get distracted by it, which is much easier said than done. But it's been a long day because he has been so grouchy, and he was so difficult in the doctors because he was so grouchy. But it's finally the end of the day. Little man has not napped much today because of his grouchiness, and he wouldn't let me nap at one point. I had to wait for Jason to get home to actually allow me to go for a nap, because I only got about 4 hours sleep last night, because again he was so wriggly and so disturbed last night for going to bed late. But hopefully he's finally down for the count for tonight, and fingers crossed he's actually going to get a full night's sleep tonight. I'm not going to turn the camera around because Jason isn't particularly keen on being on camera. He will if needs to be, or if he's in the background, or if he decides to be silly in front of the camera. But most of the time he prefers to just play about behind the camera. But as I was saying, hopefully little man is down for the night now. I still need to express. I finally got my vlog 8 I think it is out, or finished editing. I still need to do some exercise tonight, but at the moment I don't know if I am going to get any done because I am so freaking tired. How dare you do that sign at me? I don't actually know if I'm going to get any vlogging exercise done tonight because I am so tired, because I've had maybe 2 or 3 days where I've only had 4 hours sleep each night and barely been able to nap during the day. I've had a pounding headache since about 3 o'clock, which is only just starting to go down. So I'll see how I feel. If I feel up for it after I finish expressing, I might try and do a little bit of mobility. If not, I'm going to hold off and do it tomorrow during one of little man's naps. So it's currently Saturday and I am out on my 3rd walk in 3 days, which is good. I was out for a walk on Thursday with Jason's mum. I was out for a walk yesterday to go to the doctor's. I was out on a walk Wednesday, come to think of it as well. So 4 walks in 4 days. So walked to the doctor's on Wednesday, walk with Jason's mum Thursday, walk to the doctor's again on Friday for our health check. And now we are out again to go to the pharmacy to pick up the prescription creams for little man and his little rash. Had a bit of a rough start to the day already. Sorry, just watching a little sparrow run across the path there. So having a bit of an interesting day already. Jason has woke up really unwell. He's got the shakes, he feels nauseous, he's got no energy, he's super lethargic, he's struggling to stand for long periods of time due to dizzy spells. So it sounds like it could be flu, maybe infection or something along those lines. So because of that, I am currently on my way to the pharmacy because, like I said, I had to pick up some cream for little man anyway. And I now need to get Jason some Migraleave because he suffers really badly with migraines, and Migraleave is pretty much the only thing that can actually solve that problem, so to speak. And he is a bit worried that because he's not feeling well, it is going to end up triggering a migraine. And unfortunately we ran out of Migraleave. He's usually got someone spare on hand just in case. He always has a backup supply at work, but apparently we've run out of the backup supply at home without realising. So I am currently on my way to pharmacy in the hope of buying some so that we can get home and make sure that he's okay. And we are on our way home, finally. That took a bit longer than anticipated, because unfortunately it took a while to get the prescriptions ready, and unfortunately little man's prescription is not yet ready, because apparently you have to register with the pharmacy as well as the doctor to get prescriptions sent to that pharmacy, which we knew for ourselves because we had to choose what pharmacy we wanted our prescriptions to go to when we registered with the doctors. However, little man was only born 3 months ago and we were not told that we actually had to do that. We had no idea that we had to register him with the pharmacy as well. We just thought, well, our prescriptions go there, so surely his prescriptions must go there as well. No, you actually have to register with them as well, which is so annoying. So we've now got to come back again on Monday in order to pick up his cream prescriptions. It is Sunday and it is currently a very early time in the morning. I forgot what time it is. 8 o'clock in the morning right now, which, you know what, I say it's early. It feels early because I've only had about 5 hours sleep. Brain stopped. Brain just completely stopped. We've had an early start to the morning this morning. Little man woke up at 5:30 in the morning, very, very, very unsettled. So I've woke up and seen to him, and it turns out he had a very full, very dirty nappy, which usually he has his poo during the day and then only wheeze through the night, so he doesn't usually wake up until about 7, 8 o'clock. But today was not the case. My battery's about to die. I should have put it on charge yesterday. So like I was saying, little man woke up at 5:30, which was very, very early for him. He's not usually up that early. but saying that he doesn't usually have a poo during the night, so that's why he was awake. Jason is still pretty ill. He was better last night than he was yesterday morning, but he's still under the weather. He is still quite poorly, and he didn't end up coming to bed until about 2 a.m. last night because of not feeling well. So he is having a lie-in this morning. I got up with little man, changed his nappy, give him a feed, and then he went pretty much straight back to sleep because he usually sleeps until 7, 8 o'clock, not until 5 o'clock. So once he was back to sleep, I popped him down in his cot, and it took a minute or two for him to settle, but he settled himself back down and went back to sleep. So I left him upstairs with his dad. Both of them are still fast asleep, KO'd, thankfully. I've come downstairs, I've had my breakfast, I've expressed, I'm just finishing having something to drink, and then I need to go back to bed. I really need to go back to bed, but because Jason is still under the weather, this is potentially the only time I'm going to have all day to get any exercises done. Because he was under the weather, I didn't get time to do any exercises yesterday, and any spare time I did have, I ended up doing some revision for my BSL homework, because again, that was the only opportunity I knew I was going to get to actually do any. But now I've done some BSL homework, I still have more to do. Because I have already done some of that, I want to take this opportunity while I've got 10 to 15 minutes, while the boys are all both still upstairs in bed, to actually get some exercise done. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do a very quick Tom Morrison session. So the Tom Morrison Simplistic Mobility session, I'm just going to do a quick one of those, maybe a little bit of strength training. And I'm also just going to do it in my PJs because I don't see the point in getting dressed only to go back to bed. And I don't usually sweat that much when doing these exercises. Hopefully I won't need a shower, but even if I do, I'll be having a shower and then going to bed. And I don't see the point in getting dressed into clean clothes to make them sweaty, only to then go get a shower and then put like clean pajamas on anyway. So I might as well just do the exercises in my pajamas that are going to go in the wash anyway. I'm going to have to end the session there. I've got about halfway through my mobility training and I've just realised the time I do actually need to go get my parrots up out of bed, because unfortunately I've been made to re-download TikTok, which I'm not happy about. I say made to, or our BSL teacher told us to start recording ourselves to get more practice in, to see how far we've come, etc, etc. And she said a great way to do it is by doing daily diaries on TikTok. It's quick, it's easy, you can upload it straight away. I did start uploading them to YouTube, but I always find with YouTube I want to record longer videos and more in-depth videos, whereas with TikTok I don't really care if it's just a few seconds long. So I re-downloaded TikTok and started doing that, which I'm already kind of regretting, but it is the way that most people work on social media these days, and I have been getting some feedback, so it has been proven to be quite helpful in that respect. But it also means that I am back into the habit of doom scrolling if I accidentally get caught on it, which is really annoying, and I ended up doom scrolling for about 20 minutes before I actually started my exercises, so I ran out of time. So I'm going to go upstairs, get my parrot sorted, and then I'm going to go back to bed for a nap, and then hopefully, if I have the energy later today, or if I have time later today, depending on how Jason's feeling after yesterday, I will hopefully have time to do a bit more exercise, also finish off the exercises I've just done.